Someone from our community asked the question, what happens to thoughts after enlightenment? In my experience, after enlightenment, the mind became extremely still and silent. It's like there's no mind. Now, if I want to think, I'm capable of thinking. But for the most part, there's not really an experience of thoughts. It's just this perfect peace. And when there are thoughts that do arise here and there, they're never a problem. If I want to think of something like what may happen later on in the day, that's totally possible. But there's not this dwelling on the past or imagining some future. There's no worry and anxiety and fear of what may happen tomorrow. And there's no sadness or depression or guilt about what happened yesterday. That's not experience. And there's no problems. There's no battling with the mind. The mind has surrendered. It's used by the heart now. It serves the heart. It serves truth. It's seen more as a tool that I take out when I need to use it. And I put it right back in the toolbox when I'm done. For most people, they're playing with their mind too much. There's too much resistance. There's too much of a battle. There's this constant war. After enlightenment, there's just peace. There's no more battle. There's no more war. It's just this profound peace. This stillness, this silence. And everything continues to happen as it was. They're still going to work and taking care of kids and driving from here to there. But there's no narration. There's no commenting on things. There's no labeling things. There's no war anymore. There's been a surrendering. And the mind now just serves love. It's like the mind plunged into the heart and drowned. Because most of the time, in my experience, it's like it's not there. There's just this aliveness, this raw reality that's experienced without the filter of the mind that constantly wants to interpret everything and tell a story about everything that it's looking at. The experience is just experience everything as it is without that filter. It's just awareness looking out at awareness. So in terms of thoughts, there's not that much of an experience of thoughts. And when the thoughts are experienced, it always seems to want to create or bring forth something or be used as more of a utility for practical reasons on the relative level. But there's this feeling of mastering the mind in such a profound way that you're not enslaved by the mind anymore, that you don't serve the mind serves you. It's like after enlightenment, you could say the mind is no more, or the mind dropped, or you lost your mind in a good way, or you mastered your mind, complete mastery of the mind. You've transcended the mind. It's no longer a problem. You're no longer enslaved to the mind. You've broken free. You're no longer limited by the mind. So it doesn't feel like you're in it. You're not caught up in the activity of the mind. You're beyond the mind. And if any thoughts do arise, they're never a problem. It's like the thoughts are clouds, and what you are is the sky. Clouds can never touch the sky. Clouds are never a problem for the sky. And if the clouds want to become dark and stormy and rain, well, the weather never affects the sky. Although after enlightenment, these clouds are typically white, fluffy clouds. And there's not that many clouds. There's just this sky. Nothing that's blocking it. Before enlightenment, it's as if you don't realize that you're the sky, and that all these clouds are dark storm clouds, creating gloomy weather. And you might get just kind of a glimpse of the sky in between clouds as you're starting to awaken. And what you'll start noticing is these clouds are more spaced out. There's more pockets of sky that you're starting to experience, you can say, which is your true nature. So as you become less identified with the clouds, less identified with the thoughts, it's like you're remaining as the sky of awareness. You're remaining as your true nature. And you're able to just simply watch those clouds go by. And those clouds become less and less, making it feel like there's no clouds anymore, like there's no thoughts anymore. But when there are thoughts, when there are clouds, these clouds are just simply passing by. They're no problems for you, the sky. They never touch you. You've realized that these clouds depend on the sky. These thoughts depend on you, but you do not depend on the thoughts. So the experience of thoughts after enlightenment is pleasant. It's pleasant. It's pleasant. It's peaceful. Let's say if it's not peaceful, it's pleasant. Right? If there's no thoughts, it's just pure peace. And when there are thoughts, well, they're just pleasant thoughts. And that peace is still there. Hopefully this helps. I'll see you in the next one.